Welcome in to Bite and Early, powered by Bite Size Sports on this Friday morning, June 16th. We're here every Friday morning of the summertime, 7 a.m. Just kind of getting you caught up on the weekly sports, talking hot topics, just your kind of run of the mill, I would say, sports talk radio, but with a twist because we're live on YouTube and we interact with the chat. So go ahead and jump on in there. If you've got something to say, you got a hot take, I'm willing to listen to it and react to it as well. Today, the U.S. Open off and running. If you're a golf fan, great day yesterday on the course there. The College World Series kicks off today. Super pumped about that. I've been really watching a lot of baseball. We watched a lot of College World Series softball here in the Steinbacher household. The last couple of days without baseball, it's kind of getting used to watching it, in the evening times. If the boys go to bed, you just throw on a little college baseball. So looking forward to getting that back on the television set. NHL championship, NBA championship, both of those series are over, and we have crowned champions there. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Not a lot to say, but at least want to touch on it. It's kind of that time of year, right? We don't have, a lot of NFL topics. NBA, NHL are over with. College World Series will be fun. It'll be a fun weekend there. So we'll kind of follow that. But really, outside of the U.S. Open, there's not a lot of sporting events happening right now. Trevor, why do you start a sports talk style of show right in the middle of the heart of the summertime when there's not a lot of sports? But we'll still go ahead and get through a couple things here and show you some stuff. And there's still a couple videos that floated around on the Twitter sphere that I liked and wanted to share with you all. We'll talk U.S. women. We will talk about the U.S. women's soccer team, the World Cup coming up here in July. And we'll also talk about a little bit of Bryce Young's team, right? It's kind of that time of year for the NFL to where these rookies are showing up in these mandatory mini camps and they're doing things against air or maybe against a guy or two on the defensive end, but it's not really getting into football quite yet. It's more just throwing and catching like 7-on-7. But of course, we have to hype up the number one overall pick. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. Thank you for being here. If you are here, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We still have that goal of 750 subscribers on the Bite Size Sports Network on YouTube by the start of the NFL season. We have live shows multiple nights of the week, plenty of fun, plenty of topics covered, variety of sports. Necessary Roughness on Tuesday nights. That's our NFL flagship show. They had a Eagles writer on this week. Talked a little bit about the Eagles. For some of you Chiefs fans, they kind of talked a little bit of Chiefs. So go back and check that out. The Bounce on Thursday nights. They were on last night talking about the Nuggets, talking about free agency at the NBA. My fantasy football show, Another Damn Fantasy Show, Another Damn Fantasy Podcast. I do that every time. Not enough coffee this morning, obviously. Go check that out on Wednesday nights. And then, of course, Biting Early here. And I also go live Friday nights for the Rumbles of Red. No show this week for the Rumbles of Red. Got a late baseball practice this week. So got to get ready for another tournament, man. You want to talk sports? We could talk youth sports. My son's baseball team has been having a pretty solid year. We've joined 2 tournaments, and they got second both times. And we'll do another tournament this weekend, so we'll see how that goes. But they're having a lot of fun there and just enjoying the game of baseball and learning and growing and getting better, which has been a lot of fun to coach and watch and just observe over the last couple of years. Back to the Bite Size Sport Network. It's something you need to subscribe to. Like, honestly, I just threw out like 5 shows. Late Night Bites was on last night. So Kev goes real late at night. You might not catch it live, but go back and watch the replay on it, right? Go back and watch that. He'll pull up the craziest topics on Late Night Bites. So we just try to kind of mix it up a little bit. And, I still have a goal to get – just still looking to find a betting show to throw on here, maybe on Mondays. I'd love to have a weekly betting show, especially when we get into NFL season. Just be awesome to be able to throw some bets out there and look at the next week. So hopefully we add even more shows there, but you got to get subscribed to the Bite Size Sports Network. And although I'm happy that you are here, we do see on the back end that not everyone is subscribed. So if you are one of these 69% listeners who are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It'll help us out tremendously to reach that goal of 750 subscribers. If you're in the chat, what's your hot take? You got any hot takes this morning? Maybe you want to talk golf. Maybe you want to talk College World Series. Maybe you want to talk NFL. Throw a hot take into the chat. Let me react to it this morning as I sip on my coffee. Went with the big cup today. Of course, it's The Office, right? World's best boss, Michael Scott. Through and through, right? World's best boss. He's never had any issues. All right, let's talk women's soccer. The U.S. women's national team gearing up for the World Cup coming up here in late July. I think it runs July into late August. As you can see, I kind of just pulled up the odds, right? Just to take a look. USA, they're plus 275 to win their third straight World Cup final, which would be a record-breaking championship, mind you. No team has ever won 3 straight, neither the men's or women's World Cup. So that'll be interesting to see. Now, one thing I wanted to point out here, and we're not going to get deep into this. We will get deep into this come July because I absolutely love watching the World Cup. It's very, very interesting to me. So, but one thing I want to mention is the USA, they were plus 200 maybe 2 months ago. And so for them to already be down to plus 275, Germany is closing that gap a little bit at plus 350. Do you think the U.S. women are going to win their third straight World Cup? Let me know if you're here with me in the chat. Do you think the women, is this smart money, plus 275? Are they going to win their third straight World Cup? Is that where your money's going? What about Canada? Canada's got a pretty good squad, apparently. Look, I'm not going to act like I'm some guy that knows all about women's soccer because that's obviously not who I am. But when I was doing some research on this, Canada did stand out at plus 2,500 as a good long shot style bet, right? So if you're just looking for a little bit of extra juice and a team that can win it, Canada was one of the teams that kept showing up time after time in some of the articles that I was reading through in preparation for the show. So Canada plus 2,500. Our friendly foes to the north here might be a decent lay, right? The 2019 runners-up, right? The team that lost to the USA in the final, the Netherlands, they're at plus 1,600. So they're going to come back, obviously trying to get in there. I just think this Germany and England thing, those are the two teams that if I were really trying to just bet against the USA, I'm probably going just one of those two teams, Germany or England. Two powerhouse teams in the men's and women's side of things. But ultimately, man, this thing happens in July. July 4th is right around the corner. Independence Day. We're definitely just going to ride the USA here. And if these odds are going to continue to shorten, let's continue to lay the money down, right? I would 275 is way better than 200. Get an extra juice. Hopefully that continues to stay, right? So, I just want to mention this. This is definitely a topic that we'll be continuing to talk about, especially as we get into the World Cup games in July. Good morning to you in the chat, Lee. History is made in golf yesterday. 2 rounds of 62, which ties the low score for a major since the 60s. I put the US Open at the end because it's the topic that I want to talk the most about. Right? I want to talk a lot about the US Open. I love the US Open. I spent most of my day yesterday watching it, most of my day today. It'll be on the TV. So I want to talk quite a bit about the US Open. But yes, history was made yesterday, and we will get into that history. If you are a fan of Bite Size Sports, or you're a fan of me, Kev, James, Nick, John, any of the guys, you should be following us on Instagram at bite_size sports. Man, I'm jumbled. We like to go live. We like to put up a lot of reels. We try to get to as many sporting events as possible as a team and take a lot of video footage while we're at the sporting events. So if you're on Instagram, make sure you give us a follow at bite_size sports, or scan that QR code on your screen now. That'll take you right there. I like kind of doing that because it gives me a little chance to top off the coffee, get me another coffee pour going, so you guys don't have to sit here and listen to coffee pours like it's ASMR. We just throw that up there, take a quick little 30-second break, get more coffee. If you're listening to the audio version, I appreciate you listening in, but you got to come join us on Friday mornings. Come join us. You can jump in the chat. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitch right now, thank you for being there and watching and listening. YouTube is where it's at because YouTube gives you the most interaction options, right? That's where you should really jump in and watch and listen and interact with the show. All right, let's talk about the champions that we crowned this week in sports. NBA and NHL championships wrapped up. The Nuggets, just as I told you last Friday, as I expected, they went out, took game 4 down, and then won this thing in Denver in game 5, finishing off the NBA Finals. This team was very dominant from the beginning, right? I mean, they were dominant all year. They had a little bit of a lull in like February, March, but they had such a huge lead on first place. I think they kind of just put it in cruise control. They really fired that thing back up once the NBA playoffs started. And it felt like, just looking back now, there was never a doubt. There was never a doubt that the Nuggets weren't going to be winning the series that they were playing in that series and ultimately becoming the champions. We have an NBA flagship show, The Bounce, every Thursday night. They talked a lot about this last night as well. I'm not sure. You know, I assume they're going to be favored because that's what happens every year. The champion ends up being the favorite for the following year. I don't know if there's any teams that are close to the Denver Nuggets right now. I don't know if there was any team that would have pushed the Nuggets. The Bucks, I can't say the Bucks would have pushed the Nuggets because the Bucks lost in the first round of the Heat. The Celtics would have probably been a more fun matchup for the Nuggets, but I don't think they beat the Nuggets, and I don't think maybe they get to the game 6. Maybe. The Lakers got destroyed by the Nuggets. I think the Golden State Warriors would have given the Nuggets a little bit of better push, but again, I don't think they were beating them. This Nuggets team, I mean, it was just, you bring in guys like Christian Brown from the draft like that, and he has an immediate impact in the NFL or NBA finals like that. Getting guys like that, just a really well run organization. And of course, you've got the superstar Nikola Jokic. You've got the all-world player, the MVP. He's an absolute beast. And this Denver Nuggets team just did what they were supposed to do and finished it off. And it was a really, really solid year for the Denver Nuggets. And, hats off to them for finishing that off and not letting anything trip them up along the way, because we see that in sports, right? We see that a lot. Look at the Bucks. The Bucks were the 1 seed, supposed to, make a run to the finals. The Celtics, and they get tripped up along the way. We see that a lot in the NFL. The 1 seeds will come in and lose to a wild card team who, knocked off a different team last weekend. Like, you see these things in these pro championships and hell, even college championships, where these great teams are supposed to be the champions and they get tripped up along the way. And the Denver Nuggets did everything they were supposed to do and went ahead and finished this thing off and celebrated yesterday. With their parade. Let me pull this up now. One thing really stands out to me with this parade. The video, at least the video I'm watching, and maybe the video I'm watching is not like the heart of the parade, right? But the Denver Nuggets just won the NBA championship. They're having a parade, and I don't see anybody. I just don't see anybody. What am I missing here? Kev tweeted this out. Go follow him. Kev Nivek on Twitter. But y'all, what's going on here? Oh, now it's not going to load? Come on. Internet? Wow. How's it going to do me like that? Dang. Well, that sucks. Well, let's just take a look at the still shot here. Sorry about that, guys. Let's take a look at the still shot here. Where's everybody at? There's barely anybody along the parade. They have cars. They have cars parked on the parade route. Can somebody confirm, like, is this not the parade route maybe? Maybe are they going to the parade still here? I can't get this thing to work at all. That's annoying. But I just can't believe that. I went to the Chiefs parade this year, the second world championship in 4 years. And that thing was absolutely packed. And probably not near as bad as it was the first time. We all remember back when the Royals won the World Series, at least we do here in Kansas City, people parking on the interstates trying to get down to see it. The Denver Nuggets win a world championship and nobody's there. Nobody's there. What? Is it an NBA thing? Is it a Denver thing? Like if the Broncos won the world championship, which is laughable, right? Maybe they did. Did they have a parade? Were people there in the parade years ago when Peyton Manning was there? Or is this an NBA thing? Is it because the NBA and nobody's really into the NBA like we might be with the NFL? Are people just kind of over the parade thing? Where's everybody at? Why is nobody there to celebrate with the Denver Nuggets? They all just go down to the end, to the rally or whatever it was. And so they didn't even care about the parade itself. So if that's the case, why have a parade? The whole idea behind a parade is so you get more people out there, allow more people to see the celebration of the championship. But if nobody's coming to the parade, just have a rally. Just have a rally. You want a rally? What? Why? Where's everybody at? Where is everybody at? All right. This one is going to play. This one's going to play. I have faith. Maybe nobody went because Nikola Jokic. Remember, he had some mixed feelings. He was like, when's the parade? He had some mixed feelings about the parade. And I want to show you guys the mixed feelings he had because I thought this was hilarious. I found this to be pretty funny from Jokic. Let me see if I can get here we go. I'll hit this. Check this out.
When is parade?
Thursday.
No. I need to go home.
So that's what he said right after the championship, and this is what he says at the parade.
You know that I told that I don't want to stay on parade, but I fucking want to stay on parade. This is the best.
When is parade?
There were some people
Thursday.
there, right? I just found that to be awesome. Jokic coming back and saying, hey, guys. Don't worry. I want to be here. I want to be here. That was on me. I shouldn't have said it. I want to be here. Apparently, he has some horses in a race on Sunday. So he hit that private jet and took off back to Serbia pretty dang quickly after the parade. But I think that was his whole thing. I think that was what I read anyways, that he was trying to get back to home for the horses. So good for him, though. Good for him to address the situation at the parade. Maybe a couple libations during the parade helped him get to that point, but that was pretty awesome. Again, to hear a little bit more about the Nuggets, their championship parade, make sure go back to last night's show, The Bounce, right here on the same Bite Size Sports YouTube network. Kev, James, and I believe John was there last night. So go check them out as they talk Denver Nuggets and other NBA teams trying to catch the Denver Nuggets. Now, the Nuggets aren't the only champions from the week. The Las Vegas Golden Knights, with their first ever Stanley Cup victory. How many years? 5, 6, 7 years into this expansion. The first year they made the Stanley Cup Finals. This NHL expansion thing is so weird because, like, it's great that you can be an expansion team and you can be successful in like year one. But like, shouldn't you have to earn that, right? Shouldn't you have to, like, as an organization, not the players themselves, but shouldn't an organization have to earn it to get there, right? So in the NHL, you essentially draft a player from every single team. And if I remember right, the teams had a chance to set maybe 10 players. Like, you can't draft these guys. So you can't just go get all the superstars on an all-star team. But you essentially take one player from every team. And so when the NHL expanded 6 years ago, the Las Vegas Golden Knights came out and put in a winning effort, and they lost in the Stanley Cup Finals that year. And now here they are 4 or 5 years later, back in the finals against the Florida Panthers. And they win big time. And they also won in 5 games, right? I think I said 6 earlier, but yeah, they definitely won in game 5 at home in front of their home crowd in a huge way. 9 fucking goals, guys. 9 goals. Most all time by a team in a Finals Cup clinching game. 9 goals is just outrageous. I turned it off halfway through. I think they were up. I think they had scored 4 or 5 goals, and I was like, "Oh, I'm done." Like, that, great. This is awesome, but I don't have this. It's not entertaining to me. I'm not a Knights fan, so obviously I didn't care at that point. But let's check out the celebration, because that is always fun for the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
So when are the Kraken going to join this? Right, they're an expansion team. When are they going to enjoy this? Join in on the expansion celebrations? Yeah. Again, Golden Knights first team in NHL history to score 9+ goals in a Stanley Cup winning game. Amazing feat for them. Amazing that they get that championship in. And just a really, really solid in Stanley Cup Finals. Another team they just never let the Florida Panthers in that series at all. They won the first 2 games at home. Panthers got one at home, but the Knights went ahead and shut that thing down and taken home game 5 in Las Vegas. That was pretty awesome. And how about just Las Vegas sports in general? I mean, the Raiders, obviously we hate the Raiders around here, but Las Vegas in general, I don't understand why it took so long for pro sports to get to Las Vegas. Right? This is the hub. This is where people flood into Vegas because it's Vegas, baby, right? We want to go there. We want to gamble. We want to watch shows. We want to go down to the strip and party and whatever the case is. Whatever reason you go to Las Vegas, because there's a many of reasons, people flood to Las Vegas year in and year out. So why did it take so long to get an NFL team in Las Vegas, an NHL team in Las Vegas? You know, now they're talking about the baseball, and are they going to build a stadium? Is the Las Vegas ain't athletics, you know, because Oakland and the athletics fan base is not happy with the ownership. So they're trying to get them to sell the team. Oh, why didn't I pull that up, guys? This was freaking awesome. All right, this is Trevor going on a side tantrum because the Oakland A's fan base is absolutely amazing. Like, I thought this was the greatest come together as a fan base I have ever seen. Right? Like the greatest way to we all as fans, all 15,000 of us, however many there were, let's do this in the same way all together. Let's see if I can find. Here, I'll just do it right here. This one's 1.5 minutes, so bear with me. Because of gambling, because sports gambling wasn't legal, afraid of the concept of fixing. Okay, so you're saying, Lee, here in the chat is I think what you're portraying is you're saying that pro sports didn't want to go to Las Vegas because they felt like there would be an element of fixing the games because there's in Las Vegas you could gamble back in the day. But now that sports betting happens all across the country, now it's kind of open game. Let's get into Las Vegas. Is that kind of what we're thinking here? Okay, this is no. So there's 1.5 minutes video. That's not the video I want. I really just want. There was one video that I saw on Twitter that was just. Oh, here it is, right here. This one will do it. It's not the exact one, but so they actually were very silent. So this is the Oakland A's. If you haven't seen this, it is awesome. This is a reverse boycott. So instead of not going to the games, not spending your money, not buying the tickets, the Oakland A's fans said, no, we're going to the game and we're going to wear T-shirts that say sell on them. Green T-shirts with white writing that just says sell, S-E-L-L, just sell. And then they did this in the top of the 5th inning in this game. That the A's actually ended up winning 2-1.
In from Tampa Bay. Rays trying to open the scoring, and Hogan can't hear with the pitch count because of the crowd. And now time is called. Things have gotten loud here, and this is certainly a new experience in 2023 at the Coliseum.
Look at the banners. The pitcher can't hear anything. This is like an NFL game, guys.
And if you're going to use the technology, you got to make sure it works, right? I mean, very significant time. May have caught Hogan by surprise. Stand in from Tampa Bay.
But this wasn't. It was still going in my ears. This wasn't like a, hey, let's just randomly start. They planned that. They planned that top of the 5th, after the first pitch, we go in hard. And I'm pretty sure they were like absolutely silent during the first pitch. If I remember right, that video there didn't show that. But the crowd is absolutely silent. Waits until that first pitch is over. And then they just start hammering the owners by chanting, sell the team. I mean, I'm going to pull this up. I'm not going to play it in. But this still shot right here is just, I mean, it's kind of heartbreaking, right? Look at that. Just all the signs. Sell, Fisher at, Nevada full. Don't take, like, they just want this guy to sell the team and not take him to Las Vegas, obviously. And you know, this Oakland fan base, this Oakland city, this community, they've already lost the Raiders. I was in St. Louis when all that went down, when the Stan Kroenke took the Rams back to Los Angeles. And it just sucks. Like, it sucks for the community. It sucks for the, the fans, the people around, the sports writer, anybody who's involved with the team that lives in that city, those kind of things. And so I get it. Like, Oakland is like begging this team to stay because they already lost the team to Las Vegas. And without the Athletics, like, they have Golden State, and I think they'll stick around for a while, but like, you're starting to lose these pro teams from a really like passionate fan base. And I think that's got to be really tough on that community to now potentially lose another pro team. But this was just gold, right? This was just true gold by the fans to have this entire thing play out the way it did. And they like the reverse boycott. The reverse boycott played out to a T. All right. Yes. So they did. Okay. They were dead silent. That's what I thought. I thought they were like dead silent right before that pitch. And they just exploded onto the scene. So that was pretty awesome. So, yeah, I know I got sidetracked a little bit there on the Las Vegas rant from the Golden Knights and whatnot. And then I remembered, I can't believe I didn't have that on the show sheet, because when I saw that earlier this week, I was like, holy cow, this is awesome. I should have made a point right then and there to write it down. All right. If you like talking sports all day, every day, jump into the Bite Size Sports Discord. We are there all the time talking all the sports. NFL, NBA, XFL, NCAA stuff. We talk, for our shows. We all have channels just to talk about our shows, different things, different topics that you'll see that week. We've got some nerd channels, right? The dweebs going in there talking all sorts of dweeb stuff, nerd stuff. I don't even know what they talk about. Because that's not really my channel to jump into. But no, jump into our Discord. I'll put it in the chat here. You can also find the link in the episode description, but go check us out over on Discord. Join it and talk sports with us, essentially 24/7 if you choose. essentially 24/7. So jump into there. Let's transition over into a little NFL talk. What's your guys' favorite topic in the NFL right now? Let me know in the chat. What's like the hot topic in the NFL? The NFL is always happening. It's always hot. James is in the nerd chat. Talking about the video games and the maybe new movies. I don't know. Kev's in the nerd chat too. You guys got to talk to these guys. They'll tell you all about the dweebs. But join the Discord if you really want to get into all that kind of stuff. So, what's your hottest topic? I'm going to talk about one here. You know, a topic that's kind of been floating around that I think it's a little bit unnecessary. I would say it's kind of we expected it, but I want to hear what your guys' favorite hot topic right now in the NFL is. Real quick, back to the A's. 25,000 fans showed up. If they really want to make a statement, they should fill the stands. I agree. And I hesitate because of a couple things. My first hesitation to coming out and like just even reacting to this comment. So Lee says in reference to the Oakland Athletics fan base being pissed off and wanting them to sell the team so they don't leave Oakland. He says, yes, but there are only 25,000 fans that showed up. If they really want to make a statement, they should fill the stands. Yes, you are correct. If you really want to make a statement and show your support for the team, you should fill the stands. I agree with that take. However, going back to my time in St. Louis, and it wasn't like I didn't do anything with the Rams, guys. When I say my time in St. Louis, I mean, I lived there. I was in the community. I listened to sports talk radio. My friends were huge Rams fans. They had grown up as Rams fans as they grew up in St. Louis. So you have a feel for the community. You understand what it's like living in a community who's losing an NFL team and being lied through their teeth day after day after day from an organization and ownership group that does not care about your city. Right? That I was there. I was in that moment. I was listening and hearing and feeling for those Rams fans. I was a Chiefs fan. Like I didn't care about the product on the field, but understanding where that community was and what was happening. And here's the deal. The same thing came up back then. Well, the St. Louis can't support a football team. St. Louis doesn't come out to the games. The Rams are trash. They sucked. Nobody wanted to go to the games because they sucked. They were so bad on the field. And the same thing is happening in Oakland. The Royals right now, nobody's going to the Royals games either because they suck. Nobody's going to Oakland Athletics games because the product on the field is bad. They're not a good baseball team. And they haven't been a good baseball team for a couple of years. And this is what these owners do. They don't tank, right? They're not tanking for a good player, but they are being strategic. They strategically keep good product off the field to make a move a little bit easier. Because if you're a bad team, nobody wants to come out and watch. And nobody comes out and watches. Hey, Rob Manfred, nobody wants to watch our team in Oakland. Let's move to Las Vegas. Let us move to Las Vegas. Let me blow this up a little bit here so you can see it. This is the American League standings. The Oakland Athletics are 19-52. They're 30.5 games out of first place. It's only June 16th. It's only June 16th. We haven't even sniffed the heart of the summer. They're 19-52. They're not, I mean, other than the Royals, which is laughable, they're 9 games behind 14th place. Sorry, excuse me. There's only 15 teams in the 13th place, Detroit Tigers. This is why nobody's going out to watch the games, because the product on the field is trash. So, of course, only 25,000 want to go there. It's a really tough spot for the Oakland community. It really is. It's a really tough spot for the Oakland community. I don't think any community deserves to ever lose a team. But I think this one's probably inevitable, right? It's probably happening. I think that this is probably the team that's going to go to Las Vegas. All right, moving on from baseball. Maybe not. Didn't they have good young talent 2019-20? Sell them off. Yeah. Well, they jacked up the ticket prices pretty big time in Oakland. I think they tried to, when Moneyball come out? 2010. Do we know? I don't know if they try to play off the Moneyball stuff. 2011. When they talked about the early 2000s Oakland A's. Then you get Moneyball come out. You get a little like, oh, okay, got some talent in here. Let's go ahead and cash out on this. And it's just a bad organization, man. It's just a bad organization. I feel for the A's, man. Manfred's comments were awful. I don't know if I saw Manfred's comments. Here I am trying to change over to the NFL and let's see. Manfred says, and I quote, I mean, it was great to see what in the hell? He says, I mean, it was great to see what is this year almost an average Major League Baseball crowd in the facility for one night. That's a great thing. What? What? Man, I might need to go back and just go watch this thing. I don't see anything quickly on Twitter. So he's essentially to see what is this year almost an average Major League Baseball crowd in the facility for one night. That's a great thing. It's a great thing that Oakland Athletics brought in an average crowd for one night. That's a great thing, guys. What? Your team's 30 and a half games out of first place. Your team, and I feel for the players, right? I mean, these guys are Major League Baseball players, but they're not good. That was weird, man. Yeah, that's exactly how I felt right here. He almost comes off as mocking the fans. James says in the chat. That's bad. I need to see. I want to see a video if I could find it. Oh man, I can't. James says it's on the front page of ESPN. I can't pull up ESPN though. I don't want to be too. I don't know if there's copyright shit with ESPN. Twitter's open game for me, right? It's Twitter. Yeah, Chris Pratt ain't walking through that door. You're right. All right, let's talk NFL, man. I'm getting like fired up about this Oakland A's thing. Now you got me looking at Rob Manfred comments on Twitter. We got other things to talk about. We got other things. I agree. I told you guys last night, Adam Silver, he's the best commissioner in the league. All Adam Silver does is come out and announce announcements, right? As you guys talked about last night. Announce announcements. Oh, man. The Marlins have been doing the same thing for years. They won a World Series and sold every player. The following year, the Royals came out and won a World Series, and then they dropped off pretty heavily. Some of these small market teams, it's really difficult to sustain success with some of these small market teams. It's just difficult to do that. It is a difficult thing. All right, let's talk NFL here real quick. Are you worried about any young quarterbacks OTA performances? No, but let's talk about a young quarterback real quick, and that's Bryce Young, right? I don't get it. Like I understand it's mid-June, not a lot to talk about. But Bryce Young is now QB1 on the Carolina Panthers depth chart. So not really that surprising, right? Do you guys care? Do you when you saw the comments from Frank Reich and when you guys saw that Bryce Young was number 1 on the depth chart, did you care? Like truly, were you like, oh my gosh, this guy is coming along, or did you like me? We're like, yeah, of course he's going to be QB1. He was the number 1 overall draft pick to a team that doesn't have quarterbacks. Yeah, he should be number 1. I just didn't care. Did you care? I don't care to hear the clout around Bryce Young right now. And I get it. I understand why we're hearing it. You got mandatory mini camps going on. Everybody gets excited about the rookies. We see this every year. It's just something I don't put a lot of stock into. Of course he's going to be QB1. He was the number 1 overall pick. Do we need these? Do we need videos of him throwing spirals to air on Twitter? Do we need that? I mean, I don't think we need it. But do you guys think? Do you guys like that kind of stuff? Look at this. Bryce Young threading the needle, y'all. He's threading the needle. I mean, look at that. He's practically throwing this against air. I just don't care. It's Bryce Young. You were drafted number 1 overall. I hope you can throw that pass. It's just an easy out route. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to expect myself to throw the pass, but I'm not the number 1 overall pick, right? And there's video after video of Bryce Young. Look at this spiral. Yeah, dude's an NFL quarterback. Of course he can throw a spiral. Of course he can throw a spiral. I lost all faith in Frank. Well, yeah, being a Colts fan, that's understandable. I don't think the Panthers are going to be very good this year. I don't think the Panthers are going to be. And Kev agrees with me. Yeah, of course you're going to be the QB1, guys. We're not worried about that. Actually, and this is fine. It's Kev says it's better than clips of AR Anthony Richardson missing a box in the net and everyone losing their mind. You're right. Or my favorite of the offseason so far was the Baker Mayfield and Kyle, what's his last name? Over in Tampa Bay. Missing throws. Let's see if I can find it. This is my favorite, and it's been 3 weeks now since this clip came out. So I might not actually be able to quickly find it, but it was awesome. It was just Kyle Trask. It was just Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask throwing to wide receivers and tight ends against air and just airmailing them over and over and over again. It was awesome. One of my favorite videos of the year. RIP to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and any of your shares of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans in fantasy. No, I get it. There's just not a lot going on right now. James says, Kev, same with Will Levis. Yeah. Look, here's the thing. Yes, it's on one hand, it's great that Bryce Young is having success and he's good and all those things are going well. But again, he was the number 1 overall draft pick. We're not surprised that things are going well against the air. Anthony Richardson, we know he didn't come in this league with great accuracy. Right? That was a well-known thing. That's the reason I like Anthony Richardson so much from an NFL standpoint and a fantasy football standpoint is because of Shane Steichen. Because he gets into an offensive philosophy with a guy who just utilized Jalen Hurts to his best ability. Jalen Hurts can throw the ball better than Anthony Richardson right now in both of their careers where they're at, right? We understand that. But Anthony Richardson's strength, Jalen Hurts' strength, is not throwing the ball. It's utilizing their legs to make plays. Whether it's a short 4th and 1 and you're going to quarterback sneak it, right? Whether it's a scramble, just a called run, a nice, they still do a little RPO action here and there. Those kind of things. That's why I like Anthony Richardson so much, especially in Indianapolis. You stick Anthony Richardson in Tampa Bay, per se, right? I'm not a fan of him. I think he's gonna have a little bit of upside, but I wouldn't believe in him like I do right now because it's the system for these rookie quarterbacks that makes the most sense. Bryce Young, he's uber talented. Like he could be great just because of who he is. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a situation in Carolina like we did in Jacksonville. Not to the extent of Frank Urban Meyer. I'm not saying like that bad, but it's in a sense like, hey, look, here's Bryce Young. He struggles his rookie year. Frank Reich probably doesn't stay around very long. I don't think he stays there very long. And they find now that Bryce Young's here, now they can be attractive to other coaches. Boom, I'm coming in. Just like Doug Peterson went to Jacksonville, somebody goes in to Carolina. It elevates that team from a coaching standpoint. And now Bryce Young can start to ascend into potential stardom. But I think it'll take a couple of years. I think same thing with CJ Stroud. I think the Colts are in a way better position because they already have that great coach. At least we expect them to have that great coach. We think that Steichen's going to be that great coach. Will Levis, James says Will Levis here in the chat in Tennessee. Another situation. Now, Tennessee's been terrible at drafting quarterbacks. We know that. But they already have that great coach, that coach that gets the most out of his players all the time. Like that's the one thing Tennessee has going on for them, right? Great coaching, hardworking team. They're always going to get the best from that team. And I think that's going to really help elevate Will Levis into potentially being a starting quarterback in the NFL. Situations matter so much with these young quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes is uber talented. He could have been successful anywhere he went, right? But he's as successful as he is because of the situation he was put into with Andy Reid. Right? We've seen it. I mean, think about the Josh Rosens of the world, right? Terrible situations. They just don't ever come to fruition. They don't ever flourish. Like there are definitely situations that these top quarterback picks don't pan out. That's why they continue to happen year after year. I think Anthony Richardson is in the best situation in terms of coaching staff, in terms of the way that they're going to use him, those kind of things, and to be successful in the NFL. All right. Man. Last week I did so well keeping this thing to an hour. I'm sorry, y'all. Buckle up. I still want to talk about the U.S. Open. I'll just quickly mention the College World Series. We won't talk too much about it. But I'll talk about it really quick. It does open, starts off today. Oral Roberts, who took down Oregon in the Super Regional, went to Oregon, took them down, faces off against TCU in the opening game today at 1 p.m. Central Time. TCU, if you remember, hosted Indiana State, and that whole debacle where the Sycamores should have been the host team. But TCU also, going back to the regional, took down number 3 Arkansas. So this is a pretty hot baseball team coming out of the region with the number 3 overall seed in Arkansas Razorbacks. So TCU has stayed hot. They'll open up today against Oral Roberts. Florida and UVA face off tonight. Florida is the number 2 seed. Virginia, I believe, is the 7 seed. So they both made the World Series. Tomorrow, the last 4 teams debut in Omaha. Stanford takes on the number 1 seed Wake Forest. And then Tennessee matches up with their SEC rival in LSU. So it should be a good couple of days of College World Series action. I'm looking forward to recapping it a little bit next week on Biting Early right here, Friday morning at 7 a.m. If you have not already, go to Twitter and go to Bite Size Sports. Let me, here we are. Let me pull this up. Yeah, go over to Bite Size Sports. Follow Bite Size Sports. It's at Bite_size sports on Twitter, just as it is on Instagram. Give us a follow over there on Twitter. Help you keep up with all of our shows going each and every night. And of course, we'll throw some other things out there as well. But go follow us on Twitter at Bite_size sports. This is crazy, y'all. We're well over 500 subscribers on YouTube. We have 200 followers on Twitter. Go hit us up on the Twitter sphere, guys. Go hit us up on the Twitter sphere. Are you talking about me getting all fired up? Kev says in the chat, I'm here for it. I'm packing and working right now, so help make my morning better. Guys, Kev's headed out to a bachelor party, man. I'm going to spend all weekend at the baseball field, which I love doing with my kiddo and our baseball team. And but Kev's going to a bachelor party. Like, I gotta get some friends that are gonna get married again. Not again. That sounded terrible. I mean, I need to find some friends who aren't married yet and will be getting married. I haven't been to a bachelor party in years. All right, let's hit this final topic, and it is the U.S. Open. That's what you'll find me watching all night, day and night long today, tomorrow, Sunday. Oh man. So I was looking at talking about that baseball tournament. We had been like championship games with these tournaments have been like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, kind of later in the day, makes for long days at the ballpark. This week, there's less teams. The championship game's at 11 a.m. So if we make the championship game, we're done by 12:30. Father's Day, I come home, throw the golf on the garage TV, maybe get a little mowing in, a couple beers. I mean, what kind of Father's Day do you want? If it's not just having a couple ice cold beers, watching some U.S. Open, maybe mow the lawn, trim the bushes a little bit, just do some Father's Day type things. Maybe I'll even grill some steaks that day or something, just really do father kind of stuff, right? But definitely get that golf going from the U.S. Open on Sunday, see the final round, and we'll see where these golfers are at. Right now, the U.S. Open is getting some heat, right? It's so it's well known, right? The U.S. Open, it's well known around the golf community. It's supposed to be one of the toughest tournaments each and every year. In fact, only a handful, I think it's 5 to 6 golfers over the years have shot a 63. Even just getting a 63, 5, 6, whatever, somewhere in there. Not very many at all. A 63, well, it's not uncommon for a golfer to shoot a 63 on tour. It's not like overly popular that happens. It doesn't happen often. But often enough that it's not like, surprise, this guy just shot a 63, right? But this year at the tournament, yesterday, I guess before that, I want to show you these videos. Yesterday, obviously, we already said it earlier, 2 golfers hit 62s. But going into it, you think like, oh, this is not going to happen. This place is supposed to be, difficult. Again, it's, LACC, so they're downtown Los Angeles. This course just looks absolutely brutal. Check out this video from, I think this was a practice round with Rory. This place is just, James. Hang on. Sorry, brother. We'll make it happen one day, James. That's going to be a bachelor party. No one's going to want to miss. So check this out. This is Rory. You can't even see the hole right now. He'll come in. So this is what they're playing on, right? These are the greens that they're playing. And they're supposed to be very difficult, very, got a whole lot of downslope all over the green. Is very, very uneven, right? And so they're expecting to have these issues. Here's another one. This one actually happened yesterday on the course. Golf, please, right here. So here's a shot. Check this shot out. Way up there. Way up on the bank. Use it as a backstop instead. It rolls all the way back down. I mean, these things are brutal. These greens are supposed to be so difficult. And they look difficult. I mean, that just sucks. That just sucks, right? However, all that I keep forgetting to hit the pause button. All that happens, and two guys, as Lee said early in the stream, two guys shoot a round of 62. 62 has never happened in a U.S. Open. Hasn't happened in majors for a long time, as Lee points out, since the 60s. I mean, this thing was crazy. Ricky Fowler, Xander Schauffele go out, shoot 8 under in round one, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, it's just unheard of, this type of success. I mean, in major championships, but especially in the U.S. Open, that, again, 5 to 6 players have only shot a 63 in all these years. Twitter had a field day. They said that the heck? Just got a message from Oliver. That was weird. From his iPad. I didn't even know he could do that. Better check that out. All right, so it threw me off. I want to show you a couple of these other things, though, because Twitter's outraged because this is too easy. U.S. Open is too easy. Let's check out some of these shots. This is going to look easy, but guys, we all know this is not actually easy golf. This is not easy golf, but check this out. Here's Victor Hovland, 165 yards out. I mean, when you hit shots like this, of course people are going to go low.
It's the second hit he got to see Rom go. It always helps a player. He likes to hit a little cut, and he did. Oh, no. Another hole out. They're all
just absolutely incredible. 165 yards.
Game can change over par.
Puts it in the hole.
He doesn't love the golf course. He says it's a little too quirky for him. I thought that was unusual.
Just puts it right in. Another shot here. This one from Rory on the 18th hole. He driver, right, coming off the tee box. Just amazing. Watch this.
Beautiful right to left ball flight. This one tracking Kurt if it gets there.
Got there. The soft bounce. What a tee shot by McIlroy. Really swinging the club early here.
I love that. I'm a huge Roy fan. I would love for him to come out today. Maybe go get his 63. No, I don't think anybody's getting a 63 today after yesterday. But I love Rory. I love that shot. Absolutely amazing way to end. And then one more shot. I mean, guys, these pros were being absolute pros yesterday. If you're not a golf fan, just turn it on and watch. There are some amazing shots. And Matthew Pavon. I can't ever say his name right. Check this one out.
Pavone plays on
Pavone.
the DP World Tour. This is the tee shot, the par 3.
Sick.
He's from Medoc in France. They make some nice wine there.
Be the right club today.
Go on. Go on.
Go on.
Playing for us. There it is. 15.
And this is early yesterday. So if you bet on there will be a hole in one,
Wine from
you cashed out early. Just a lot of fun. This is where my eyes are going to be all weekend long, checking out the U.S. Open. Great golf shots yesterday. Hopefully, more great golf shots today. Again, Twitter going crazy yesterday. This is too easy. You got to make it harder. I do think that the USGA, I think they will make it more firm. I think they will dry it out a little bit. They're probably going to roll the greens a couple extra times, just to make it a little bit faster. The faster the greens, the harder it is to putt, especially on these big sloping greens. So that's, I do think those things are going to happen. You can't make the rough taller overnight, right? You can't do those kind of things, but you can make the course a little faster, which makes it a little bit more difficult because it's a little bit more firm. So those kind of things are ways that they're going to try to affect the golf course. I was going to pull up the leaderboard real fast before we get out of here. I think the British Open shot a 62 and 70 2017. Okay, so it's not the first time ever in a major. But again, it's very odd. 62 is very odd. Let's get this. Come on now. Scores right there. Share this with you so we can kind of take a look here at the U.S. Open scores before we get out of here. So as we talked about, Xander and Ricky at the top. Rory makes his kind of roar, if you will, especially on the 18th hole there. He's coming in at -5. He's obviously the one I'm going to be looking at. He bogeyed that? No, he didn't. Maybe I got that wrong. Maybe that wasn't the 18th hole. For some reason I thought the 18th hole. It'd be hard to imagine he bogeyed that after that great tee shot. But maybe he did. Maybe he did indeed. Let's see. When do they start this today? 8:45 is the first tee box going out. So it'll be an awesome day to watch a little bit of golf. Hopefully you all throw it on your TV. Next Friday is probably a little bit late to recap the U.S. Open. So let's just watch it and enjoy it. Who are you pulling for? Who do you guys want to win this thing? Are you Ricky fans? We haven't seen Ricky in the contention in a long time. I like the way Xander Schauffele plays. Maybe you want to go for a lesser known name like a Wyndham Clark. He's sitting at -6. But there's a lot of guys that are right here. Sam Bennett, a name that's a younger kid. Maybe he wants to get in there. Who are you cheering for here? Let me know in the chat who you want to see win this thing. Right now, obviously, my all my everything is on Rory. He's my favorite golfer. I'm hoping he can pull this thing out. I can't wait to watch him. Yesterday, we had baseball practice, so I didn't get to see the end of his round. But today, I will be able to pull and see the entire thing. Kev says he is pulling for Ricky. Ricky. Man, I like Ricky Fowler. It's been a while. It's been a long time since we've seen him in contention, man. I'm going to be interested to see how he reacts to this. Does he, continue playing well, or does he fall off? And also, I think Ricky is looking super old, man. I don't know why. I think it's a jawline thing, but man, he's looking so old to me right now. Rory looks super old, man. These guys are like mid-30s. I think they're my age. And Rory with all his gray, just making him look so old. Dude needs to get a little Just for Men or something. Lee's going Tony Finau. Okay. Tony Finau sitting at -2. Good 68 yesterday. Not the problem, but these guys who will go -1, -2, -3 yesterday in a U.S. Open, they're like, I just shot a 68 in the U.S. Open. I'm doing all right. And then they look up the leaderboard like, how the hell am I 6 shots back? How am I 6 shots back? How does that even make sense? I shot a 68, 200 at the U.S. Open. I shouldn't be 6 shots back. All right, cut line right now is at +1, so it's a top 70 in ties, or maybe top 50 in ties. Each one is different. I think it's usually top 70 in ties. So +1, so guys like Patrick Reed, Jordan Spieth, kind of on the outside looking in, need to go low today. Jason Day, Justin Thomas, man. Justin Thomas, dude. A guy I really like. I would call him my second favorite golfer on the tour. I mean, obviously Tiger Woods, y'all, but with him not playing as much right now, Justin Thomas is my man, and he has just been struggling in these major championships recently. Just really struggling in these major championships. Tough to see. So a couple of those guys on the outside looking in need to put some low numbers on the board today if they want a chance to see the weekend. All right, let's get out of here. It did go a little bit longer today. That's okay. Try to keep these things to an hour so I don't lose you guys too much. I appreciate you all. Thank you for joining me. If you would, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share my video, if you will. Right? Share with your friends and family, anybody that you know. Put it out on your social medias if you're willing. Just any kind of, if you're enjoying the show, maybe others would enjoy the show as well. Check out my season-long fantasy football podcast on Wednesday nights. Another damn fantasy podcast powered by Bite Size Sports. We were supposed to get back at it this last Wednesday. I had an air conditioning debacle. It goes out Wednesday morning on me, so I spent all day Wednesday dealing with that. They came out and fixed it Thursday. We're all good here. Got lucky. It wasn't incredibly hot yet. Actually got down to like 60 degrees overnight, so not too bad. Whereas next week it's going to be upper 90s and pretty hot. So happy we could get that fixed for minimal cost. We just put a little stopgap on it, but not looking forward to the replacement of that in the next couple of months, that's for sure. But got to keep the babies and the 8-year-old nice and cool. Check out the Rumbles of Red Summer of Best Ball Series Friday nights. Won't be on this tonight. We got a late baseball practice going on tonight, so I'll miss tonight, but I'll get right back at it next Friday night. I'll double dip next Friday, biting early here at 7 a.m. and then Rumbles of Red at 8:15 Central p.m. Burning the candle at both ends, right? Whatever that saying is. Follow me on Facebook at the Rumbles of Red. Follow me on Twitter at Trevor_FF. Go enjoy some U.S. Open. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope that you have a sports-filled week. Take care.